Do you think there's any kind of performance enhancing drugs being used in like some of these competitive bikepacking races?
Like besides caffeine?
Yeah, well, that's what got me thinking about this.
Well, I have no idea. It doesn't. I mean, I'm pretty new to the world of bike pack racing. Like I've been bike packing since 2020. But I just toured for like a few years, and then the past year I've been dabbling in the races.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I've like definitely like been following things a lot more, and I know some of the races are really competitive, like Tour Divide can be.
Yeah.
Uh but it just seems like kind of like a little backwards in like why people would be doing it, you know? Like
Money.
there's no money.
There is in sponsorships.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
There's
Yeah.
and we're seeing this in the ultra endurance running world.
Yeah.
Winning these events means this is the priority for their sponsors, both in running and in bikepacking or riding,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there is money. It's not direct money like from the race event, but it's definitely in sponsorship money and influence, right? That's the only reason why I thought about this, because before I'm like, oh, we're just all having fun, right? But the minute money gets involved, I believe that it changes
Totally.
the dynamic. It corrupts the dynamic of the ethos of some of these things.
I could see that.
I have no evidence for this. I'm not accusing anyone of doing any of this. It's just something that's always I've kind of been thinking about. I watch a lot of UFC, and it's always like very controversial on performance enhancing drugs there.
Yeah.
Right. Especially as these fighters get older and they get into their 40s and 50s, they just can't hang on anymore like they could, like they used to be able to.
Yeah.
And so it makes me think like this super highly competitive, some of these races, Tour Divide, where there's a lot of eyeballs on it.
Uh-huh.
My advertising brain kicks in, right?
Yeah.
It just makes me think like, but the caffeine thing got me started on this because like, where's the line?
Well, there's a point at which caffeine is not productive anymore. It can be like detrimental. Like, you get, like the jitters and like it's like not good for your brain. I try to not have more than 400 milligrams of caffeine a day.
Okay.
Because that's like what it says on WebMD.
Because you get too jacked up.
Yeah, apparently it's just not good for you.
Yeah.
But sometimes I will curb my caffeine. Like I did that before Pinions and before the CTR, just so it affects me a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that Andrew used to scale. He would taper his caffeine off going into a race.
Yeah.
And then
that's what
that's
what I did. Yeah.
And it worked? You think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like caffeine's a drug.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just at the doctor the other day and I was like doing my health history thing. And I was like, no drugs, no, this, that, no alcohol, this, that. Cause I don't drink alcohol. And I was like, they're like, no drugs. I'm like, well, caffeine's a drug, right? They're like, yeah, but
it's so socially accepted, but it really does. Like the Michael Pollan has a great free audiobook on Spotify.
Yeah.
About caffeine, and it's just like the history and then how much it actually does affect your brain.
Didn't he go off of it for like a year?
Michael Pollan? It was like a significant amount of time. Yeah.
Said it was miserable. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
He said he was like,
a lot of people don't do caffeine though, like for anxiety stuff. It's,
right.
Yeah. Not very good for anxiety.
Yeah.
And I also I do sleep better if I don't have any caffeine, but I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I just, it's a slippery slope there, I think, for like certain things like that. Like we're all okay with caffeine, but there's no drug testing in any of this stuff, right? Because none of it's sanctioned.
For sure. Well, and there are some really high profile riders that are sponsored and they're like going for, like the classic races, Arizona Trail Race, Colorado Trail Race. And it's like, well, yeah, maybe they could be. Yeah. But
I don't know.
I like to assume the best and just, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. But I don't know. I see maybe it was with kind of the rise in bikepacking too between 2020 and 2023.
Yeah.
It really blew up as a result from COVID and all that. And yeah, I like to assume positive intent also, but there's no testing and there's money involved. So it's like, for me, it's just a matter of time.